Hello everyone, welcome to the video today. And in today's video, I'm just going to give a brief explainer how to use the trade plan app and how the scanner works. So let's begin that. So this app basically is used for finding any kind of opportunity that you're looking for as a personal trader. So it has various features where you can use technical indicators like SMA, EMA, Bollinger Band, MACD, RSI, stochastic, and other than that you can also use things like volume and also the price action. So just to give example what I mean, so here if you come to tradeplan.io main page, you have option here for screener. So for now you can ignore this part, there is some work going on, so it will be updated soon. So if you come to screener, you'll see this screen. Here you can go to the history part. So here you choose, like, it will tell me all the previous scans that I have created. So this was a scan that I was doing before, and this scan I was trying to do sometime even before that. So you can just go through the history here, and we'll just begin the new scan. I'll show you from the beginning how it works. So here you have all the pairs like BTC, ETH, BNB. So this is the which pair you are particularly interested to select all. You the scan will run for all the cryptos in that exchange. For now, we have only Binance, but in the future, we will have more here. And in case you're confused what each of this button mean, you can click here anytime, and you will see image where all the different buttons and what they do are clearly defined. So you can always come back. All you have to do is click here. So I'll give you a simple example. Let's say we are interested in finding out all the crypto whose price has gone up, or the close price has gone up, let's say by 10% in the last 4 hours, right? So there are maybe a handful of crypto which have that particular criteria set, but you want to find out in one place. So how do we do that? Quite simple. You just go here. You have to add a condition. In the first condition we can create here. So here you select which time frame candle you want to scan for. So here we can select, let's say, 4 hour. And here, if you click on this, this is where you select the indicators. And here, this is the what is the different indicators and options available. We'll go for close, and we will keep this as 0 because what 0 represents is the latest. So if you put it 1, it just means close of one candle ago of that 4 hour candle chart. So we'll keep it 0 and we'll confirm. So this part is done. So what we're looking for is a close that is almost 10% greater than the previous close. So what we do is once confirm this, we'll go here. What we're saying is greater than, and here again we click on close, but here we change it to 1. So that's what we're looking for, the one candle before, whose close should be 10% lesser than the latest candle's close. And then we can choose our different functions here. We choose here to multiply, and when we do the multiplication, we can go here, we choose the option number, and it lets us enter any number. We have to choose here because we're looking for 10%. We have to multiply the previous close from with 1.1. So what that how it works is, if they are looking for 5% gain, it's 1.05. If you're looking for something which is less, that has fallen, or it's lesser than the previous by, let's say, 5%, it's 0.95 in that way. So if you're looking for something which has gone up by 10%, the way you describe is 1.1. So 1.1. This 0.1 is the 10%. So it's like into 1 is like the same thing. If you want 10% greater, you have to multiply by 1.1. And done. So this query has been created, and now we can run the scan. So we will come to know which are the coins that has gone up. So there's no results for USDT, which has gone up by 4%, 10% within last 4 hours. So we can check for BTC if there's something that has gone up suddenly, within the 4 hours. So you might be wondering, okay, so I can check in Binance the same thing. It doesn't work that way because Binance only give you the price of 24-hour change. The percentage change for 24 hours over a daily candle, not for 4 hours. So you can run again, and okay, so we have ADX BTC. Let's check here. ADX BTC and Binance 4-hour candle. Awesome. So there's one more thing I need to specify. The thing about the scanner is that in the scanner, the latest candle, this latest candle is not included. The reason for that is this is still not completed. You see the timer here, there's still 1 hour, 9 minutes remaining before this candle complete. So anything can happen within that 1 hour, 9 minutes. It can fall below, it can go above, anything can happen. So the candle ignores, it will wait for this to complete before calculating on top of it, right? So what for the scanner, this is the latest candle and this is the one before that. The moment this is completed, the 1 hour 9 minutes that you see here is completed, then this will be considered as latest. It will not consider this unless it's completed, because in times, let's say you come across and you run the scan, and let's say you come back after some time, you'll find that this has already been wrong because it will keep giving you wrong alerts. So this is sometime we are working on a notification feature. So that time this will be not helpful, because it might give you the notification, and when you come back and open it, you might see the results are not matching with what you are looking for. And so that's why if you compare these two, if you see the price change, so this was the close for the one before, and if you see here, so yeah, almost 11% price has increased in this thing. That's what the scanner would give you. So we are working on a notification feature. I'll tell you about that later in the video. So in that case, we had set a notification. It would have given you alerts the moment this candle was completed and the conditions were satisfied. So you would have got a notification somewhere here telling that there has been a price jump as such. So that's possible in the future. We're still working on that. I'll tell more about that in the coming video. What else can you do? So this is just an example with price. We can try something else. We can think of, let's say, let's look for, mm, yeah, EMA. Okay, let's go for EMA. So here we have choices for different indicators. Let's select EMA. And now what we're looking in this video is that we are looking for crypto whose EMA 20 has crossed above EMA 50. Okay. So how does that look? Let me just plot it on the chart just to give you an idea how it looks. EMA crossover. Let's plot two EMAs. Okay, here we make it as 20. Source is close. Okay, and here we'll make it 50 and keep the source as low. Okay, awesome. So now if you zoom out of this, we are looking for something like this. Okay, so how can we describe this, right? How can we convert, how can we tell the scanner what we are looking for, what kind of setup are we looking for? So the simplest way is, now if you see, this is the orange one is the estimate. So the way we can say is, in the latest case, okay, in the most, assuming that we will get a signal here, so we are describing this as the latest and this as the one before that. So that's how we can go about it. In this case, the latest one is this one. Here, SMA 20 is greater than SMA 50. Okay, so we have to say, sorry, EMA, right? EMA 20 with the source close for the latest candle, which is 0 here, confirm, is greater than, again, EMA. Here we'll make it 50 and keep the source as close and confirm. Okay, so the first condition completed, just add it. Okay. And we're looking for cross above, right? So what is the previous one? In the previous one, the in the previous one, the orange one, that's the EMA 50, is greater than EMA 20. Let's do that. So EMA 50, right? EMA 50. But here's the difference. We can't keep this 0. We have to make it 1 because we are checking the one candle before that. Okay. So we'll make this 50. So we'll say EMA 50 is greater than This is 20, but we'll change it to 1. So we are saying that one candle ago EMA 50 was greater than EMA 20. Okay, the second condition is done. Let's do this and let's run. Let's see if there's anything out there. Awesome. So we got a couple of them. QLC, QSB, GND. So this three coins fulfill this crossover requirement or a 4-hour candle chart. Okay. So let's go and check them in chart how it looks. Okay. QLC. QLC. So how does it look? Okay. So as I said, we will ignore this because this is still not completed. So you will have some wrong signals here. But with this as the latest one and this as the previous, you can see there's a crossover here. So this give a perfect signal, and this if you're a trader and you're looking for a crossover, this is the best, like easiest way for you to get a signal. What about the others? Let's have a look. GNT. Let's see GNT. Okay, let's look at the other one. Other one is GNT. So let's look for GNT. BTC. Golem. Okay, awesome. So you can see here, this one is still in progress, but if you consider this one, so you can see the crossover here. So that's how you will be able to scan the entire market. You can do it for hourly basis. You can just go back here, change this to 1 hour, change this to 1 hour, and go run it again. Wow, so there are a couple of other coins that are fulfilling the requirement on hourly basis. So you can do that. You can whatever suits you. I will show you something more interesting, like what the level of the flexibility that you have. You can go back to this one, okay, and I'll show you from the scratch. So if we go back here, okay, and we'll change the source from close to open, right? Because some reason I'm interested in open, and I'll keep this one as one sec. Let me see if I can change. Okay, 50 here. Remove this one, right? We'll start from again. We'll start from scratch. So you can select this. You can go back here. You can go to EMA, right? But this time we will take the what is it? The length as same. We'll play around with source. So instead of taking two EMAs of different length, we'll keep the length same, but we'll change the source. So for example, we'll keep the source of the close as it is, right? And we'll say source of close, so the latest is greater than EMA of open with the same length. So the latest candle and EMA of the same length, same source, but previous one. We'll say this is actually lesser than. So the key here is, if you see what's happening across the points, you have one is greater than, one is lesser than, and the length, the candles has changed from 0 to 1. Everything else more or less looks the same. So here again we choose EMA. Okay, and here we go back one, done, add it, and then we'll run it. There's no result found. Okay, so let's go for, let's say, all coins. Okay, so maybe there's no, because you see the thing about crossover, it has to, it's a one event. It's not like greater than or lesser than. It has opportunity for multiple kinds. So we'll run for all the coins and see what results we get. Okay, so this is the 4 hours. Out of all the coins in Binance, there's no results. Okay, we'll go deeper. Let's see. EMA close 20 is greater than. Oh, okay, here's the mistake. See, I should have changed this to open. My bad, guys. My bad. See this. The query is as good as you make it, right? If you make the query wrong, everything goes wrong. So my mistake was close, open, close, open. I mentioned here as close. That's the reason it was coming wrong. So we'll run it for BTC only and see what happens. Okay, so there's so many coins which has had a crossover today. Okay, let's see anything that Neo, right? I remember Neo. You can see what happened with Neo on 4 hours. Okay. Neo BTC. Okay, and we'll change the values of this thing just to make our life a bit more easy. Make it 20. And what will do that? We'll change it to open. We'll change it to red color, the open one. Right, and keep. We'll make this one as green. Yeah, everything will be awesome. So here you have it. So close EMA is greater than open EMA for the same length, right? So if you're looking for something, this is how you spot it. And you can do a lot more than this, guys. So if you see this thing, if you have been tracking Neo for a crossover, you would have waited for so long, but now you are able to get the thing happen and you are able to spot it, right? So yeah, so by historically, whenever the crossover happens, there's a small amount of decent amount of gain. So again, I'm not making the call. This again, do your own research. My intent here is just to help you understand how to use this tool. So as I showed you, this is the way you use it, and hopefully you can make much more different ways. If you have some doubt, just let me know in the comments, and I will definitely try to answer them. And I'll be probably making a series where I'll be trying to reverse engineer some of the gains of the day or losses of the day, and then I will try to run a scan and see if we can spot some similar points. And I'll be using other indicators. So do let me know which indicator you're interested in. I'll be making a video on that. And lastly, the thing which I was telling about the notification, I want to let you know about this. What happened was, as we are making the app, we got some feedback and we pivoted to start working on a mobile app instead of a web app. And this is what I want to show you guys. It's called tradeplan.co. I'll put a link in the description. So do check it out. And so the idea was, as we show that sometimes a situation what you're looking for comes up and you're not aware of it in time. So that's the purpose of this app. I'll go through the entire the thing. It's self-explanatory. It lets you create your own conditions for scan, and it notifies you when they come across. So it's a real lifesaver. You don't have to watch the market 24/7. It does it for you, and it saves you a ton of time. And that's the intent. And if there's any doubt, anything that you're looking forward to in the coming videos, do let me know. Thank you, guys.